The Lost Key. It was the first day of the new semester at Jefferson High School, a sprawling campus nestled in the heart of suburban Chicago. The January air was crisp, and the hallways buzzed with excitement as students reunited after winter break. Among the crowd was Ella Martinez, a shy but curious sophomore who often felt out of place in the boisterous school environment. Ella loved mysteries, anything that begged to be solved. Her dad used to say she had detective's blood, always finding lost socks or solving little riddles he left for her. But today, she was just trying to navigate her first period English class. As Ella slipped into her usual seat by the window, she noticed something unusual. Mr. Jensen, their beloved English teacher known for his love of classic literature, was pacing in front of the whiteboard with a furrowed brow. "Good morning, class," he began, his voice unusually tense. "I need to ask for your help with something." The room grew quiet. Mr. Jensen held up a small brass key, intricately designed with swirls and etchings. "This," he explained, "is the key to my father's old writing desk. Inside are manuscripts he wrote during his career as an author. It's a family heirloom, and I've cherished it for years. But yesterday, this key went missing. I found it this morning in my mailbox, wrapped in a note that simply said, 'Find the story,'" the class murmured in curiosity. Ella leaned forward, her heart racing. "Your task," Mr. Jensen continued, "is to find out who left this note and why. It's an extra credit project, but I promise, it'll be worth it." Ella was hooked. After class, she decided to investigate. By lunchtime, Ella had gathered her clues. She examined the key first, noticing tiny scratch marks on the metal. It had been used recently. The note was written in blocky letters, likely to disguise the handwriting. She visited the school's lost and found, but no one had seen anything unusual. As the day went on, she noticed a pattern. Certain students seemed overly interested in Mr. Jensen's story. Liam, the class clown, whispered to his friends during lunch. Sophia, the quiet artist, had been sketching something furiously in her notebook. And Chris, the football captain, had stayed unusually late after class. Ella's mind raced. Could one of them be behind this? But why? The next morning, Ella decided to confront Sophia first. She caught her in the art room, surrounded by paints and sketches. "Hey, Sophia," Ella began cautiously. "Did you leave the key for Mr. Jensen?" Sophia blinked, surprised. "No, but I heard Liam talking about it yesterday. He said it was all part of the plan." Ella thanked her and headed for the cafeteria, where Liam was surrounded by his usual crowd. "Liam," she said, her voice firm, "what do you know about the key?" Liam smirked. "Me? Nothing. But Chris might. He's always staying late after class, right?" Ella frowned. The pieces didn't quite fit, but she decided to confront Chris. She found him at his locker after school. "Chris," she said, "did you leave the note for Mr. Jensen?" Chris sighed. "Fine, you got me. I left the note, but not for what you think. Mr. Jensen's dad was my grandfather's favorite author. My grandpa used to tell me stories about him, and I wanted Mr. Jensen to share those manuscripts with the world." Ella stared at him. Amazed, "I knew Mr. Jensen wouldn't read them unless he had a reason," Chris continued. "So, I made up the mystery to get everyone involved." The next day, Ella shared Chris's confession with Mr. Jensen, who was moved by the gesture. He promised to bring his father's stories to class, sharing them with a new generation. As for Ella, she realized something important. Sometimes, solving a mystery isn't just about finding answers. It's about discovering connections and the stories that bring people together. That day, as the class read the first of Mr. Jensen's father's unpublished stories, Ella felt more at home than ever before. Moral: curiosity and determination can uncover not only mysteries but also meaningful connections. Sometimes, the journey to solve a problem leads to discovering the value of community, storytelling, and the hidden treasures within ourselves and others.